So, I want to talk about the inability of people to see nuance. I don't know if it's always been like this. I kind of expect that it is, that it's a human thing to avoid nuance because we prefer things to be simple. Simplicity is comforting. It's easy to just hold one extreme opinion instead of having to deal with a more complex, nuanced opinion. To explain what I mean, look at the response to terrorism in Europe. It seems to me that because there are a lot of people who have the extreme opinion that every single Muslim is bad and we should throw them all out, the response has become to implement the other extreme opinion that nothing is wrong with Islam and all Muslims are great. And if someone dares to try and give a nuanced opinion, they are being called racist. Because the possibility of a nuanced opinion isn't even considered. It's assumed that it has to be either one extreme or the other. Let me give you my opinion, an opinion that I do believe is nuanced. Not all Muslims are bad, but some are. I don't have a problem with the people. I have a problem with the religion, because it is a religion that radicalizes people. All religions do this, but Christianity has been reformed. Christianity's violent phase is in the past, while Islam's is not. I understand the need to say not all Muslims, but not all the people you're saying that to actually believe that all Muslims are bad, so that argument becomes irrelevant. We already know this and agree with it. Just because we speak out to the very real horrible things that are happening in Europe, and the rest of the world for that matter, that are due to Islam, doesn't mean that we think all Muslims are bad. And when looking at the media and the things they are covering up right now, that response is often not needed. It can be needed on an individual level if you are really talking to someone who believes all Muslims are bad. But try to listen to what they have to say before you assume to know what their opinion is. It seems to me like these people are overcompensating, something the SJWs do a lot. Overcompensation is not the answer, especially since overcompensation for racism, sexism, and so on has gotten to the point where the people who are doing it cover up the facts, lie, manipulate, and ironically have become racist and sexist themselves. Just because someone is racist to a black person doesn't mean you have to be racist towards a white person to make up for the first act of racism. That will only lead to more racism, because I don't see how you can have so little self-awareness as to think that if your own response to racism is to be racist back, someone else's wouldn't be as well. And yes, I do have an alternative solution. Don't go over to the other extreme. Talk to the racist person, ask them why they think this way, and ask them how they would feel if someone treated them like that. That way you are forcing them to empathize with the person they hurt. This won't always work, but it has worked for me in the past. And yes, it's a very slow process, but you can't make it go faster than that. Your approach is doing more damage to the already existing problem.